It is a truth universally acknowledged that parents expecting a baby must be in want of some advice. It starts before you get the first sonogram up on the fridge. People come out of nowhere wanting to tell you how to be pregnant, how to carry your baby, how to help your baby sleep. And if that wasn't enough, there's the internet. We all know the internet is just full of unvarnished truth, right? Then there are those Instagram parents who seem to have it all together, and you're looking at them with their flawless mascara and shirts that do not have any spit up on them and think, we must be doing something really wrong. Who is this woman? Why is she wearing white? That's just asking for it. And if this is you, we're not even mad. Just tell us how you did it. Advice about your pregnancy and infants seems to start with a lot of don'ts that can stir up a lot of stress during one of the most incredible chapters of your life. Before you think this is all on mom, studies show that stress during the transition into full-time parenthood is an equal opportunity between mom and dad. Let's hear from some of our parents.
Honestly, you need to just cater to them because they're going to decide their schedule for the first several weeks.
When people would tell me, sleep now because you're never going to sleep again.
Sleep as much as you can now because once you have a baby, you don't get to sleep as much.
Because it's not true.
Which is true.
It just varies on child and stuff, but you need to make sure that they're getting fed and there's a progression, right? A progression in how they gain weight, what their sleep schedule entails.
Breastfeeding was something that I guess I just sort of had a feeling of shame or maybe not being good enough if I wasn't able to take that journey with my child. So I remember feeling intimidated, like maybe I wouldn't be able to do it. I had never had, with my first child, obviously had no experience with that, and I didn't know how my body would, if I would be able, or successful, I guess.
One of the earliest bits of advice that we got when we were gonna have a little baby, our first boy, one of my coworkers told me to cherish every moment, and to make sure you spend as much time remembering the little coos and giggles and burps because they don't last forever. And then as for taking care of them, I think we've gotten just a whole bunch of different angles on what we should be doing and how we should be doing it, but it always kind of boiled down to what we were most comfortable with, I guess, at the very end.
Since humans spend an average of 1/3 of their lives asleep, you'd think we'd know a lot about what happens to the body when resting, but we really don't. Scientists are only scratching the surface of what sleep is and what it does for the body. The more we know, the more we find out we don't know. And a lot of what we thought we knew is being unraveled with the help of new science. The misinformation about baby sleep usually falls into 3 categories. First, outdated science or incomplete science. Next, mistaken comparison with adults. And finally, mistaken comparison with other babies. We talked with several sleep experts about how sleep research has changed over the last 20 to 50 years and how to better recognize good information. Here's what they had to say.
Biggest thing is that there's too much information. There's too much information on the internet. There's lots of books that are out there. There's lots of wrong information or bad information.
If parents know what to look for, truly look for as far as what the data shows us, it's really about looking at those studies.
I stay away from social blogs and mommy blogs, and they're good information, but they're not always accurate. They're not always evidence-based, and it's just a mom's opinion sometimes, which is valuable, but don't put all your eggs in that basket.
So there's a lot of opinion pieces that are out there, and when you're tired and exhausted, you're not like digging in deep to try and get to, the sources within those opinion-based articles.
I think any website that's a .org is always reliable stuff, so we always kind of gear our families to go to websites that have that.
We want it to be peer-reviewed, we want it to be controlled. And with any study, though, there's going to be limitations, so we also have to be mindful of what those limitations are and how we can apply them in the real world.
Did you hear anything that surprised you? Before we get to some of the most common baby sleep myths, pause the video, Take a few minutes to reflect on the following questions. If you feel comfortable, share your thoughts in our Facebook group. Here are the reflections for this section. How do you feel pressured to pursue one parenting style over another? What contradictions have you encountered?
We hope this video brings you one step closer to a good night's sleep. So remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel so that all parents can have access to the free baby sleep training course.